Hi, this is Past Minor, and welcome to another episode of Real Life. On today's episode, we will be talking about There Is Still Hope. Now, there is something that recently happened to me that I will not be mentioning, or I will not be saying until later on in the episode. But what recently happened to me was crazy, and it's definitely worth waiting for to hear. And it has to do with hope. Basically, it's an example, that has to do with hope. I use my life, a majority of my life, my experience, to encourage others and to help people who's going through either the same thing I went through or going through something similar. So, I recently made a trip to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and this is real life, so you can hear the people coming up and down the steps right out there. Just, no filters here. So, let's begin. Hi. So, number one, to There's Still Hope. A few years ago, I got married. Yes, I was married a few years ago for the first time. I thought I found the love of my life. I thought she was the one. Thought everything was going to be good. Well, there were a lot of warnings from my sister, my mom, my cousins, and a lot of other people, giving me warnings about the person and the history of the person. But I was young. I was blinded by love. I was really in love, for the first time. I didn't really have too much swag, back then. So me and this person met on Facebook. No, I'm not going to tell you the whole life story of what happened. Just little quick highlights. So I'm on Facebook, and this is around the time I met Farrah. Farrah is a great friend of mine. She can sing, really sing. So then this girl who goes to my church, or who went to my church, her and her family, she messaged me on MySpace. Yeah, I didn't even know this was years ago, because MySpace was popping back then. So she messaged me on MySpace. She's like, how come I'm not number one on your friend list? So at the time, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll put you on the top friend list. It's not an issue, what the problem is. Alright, that was flag number one. This is real life, real life. So, this isn't all, anyway. So, fast forward, we get together, we start dating. I'm here thinking that she was really in love with me. We get married. Everything was good, real good, the first year and a half. Then year number 2 came in. We've been married for 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for 4 years, we've been married. So year number 2 came in. Year number 1 was perfect. I was working at a security job. The spot we was living at was mad cool. Like everything was good. You know, she cooked, I cooked, we did our thing. Year number 2 came. Now y'all know, you parents, parents, mom and dads, who have kids or single parents. Um, Now y'all know when y'all babies first was the age of 2, y'all call it the terrible twos, right? Oh yeah, look at my little Pitney. My little Pitney done turned 2 years old, and my little Pitney caused so much trouble, man. You know? So so that's what started to happen. Year number 2 was not so great. Not so great at all. Things started changing, she started changing. Got into arguments, went to therapy. I started giving my all to this person, and I know there's a lot of you out there in relationships or just getting out of a relationship who've been through the same thing, like guy or girl, like you poured out your heart and your soul and everything to this person, and they turn around and chopped and screwed, chopped and screwed. I should have seen that song in the beginning, like when I first met her. Like, I should have sung that song in the beginning, like, hey, promise me you won't chop and screw me, okay? Shorty, don't chop me. Shorty, don't screw me. Anyway, years gone by, I went to counseling, blah, blah, blah. Things started getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I kept trying and trying and trying. And then it's like I couldn't see a way out. I could not see a way out. Again, there is still hope. I could not see a way out of that relationship. I was married to this girl. This girl was telling lies to my own mother, talking about, I'm not going to say no names or age or anything like that. You just know that she was my ex-wife. I was so. So, this lady gonna go tell my mother that, sorry for the noise in the background, but this is real life, and I do live in the projects. I don't live in no fancy, condo or anything in Manhattan or Harlem or anything like that. Okay? Straight project. So, she gonna go tell my mom, call my mom. You're gonna call my mother and tell my mother I'm cheating on you, I'm not paying no rent, and this and that. So my mom called me and was like, Pops, because that's what my family called me, Pops. Like Paco, Papa Pig. So my mom's like, Pops, what's this I'm hearing your wife call me talking about you don't pay no bills, you're cheating on her, and this and that. And at which point I was like, Mom, if I'm not paying no bills or paying no rent, where is my money going to? I don't buy new sneakers, I don't have no jewelry, I don't have no car, I don't have no, where was my money going to? Child support? No, I didn't have no kids by nobody. So where was my money going to? I'm certainly gonna go tell my mama that I'm cheating on you and that I'm not paying no bill. 95% of my check every week would go towards bills for the house. We both had our own apartments. We both was, splitting the bills in half. Phone bill, rent, light bill. How married couples do. Split everything half, compromise, whatever do y'all think. Okay? And you fed them until like 95% of my check every week went to bills. And the money I had left over would go to what? Metro cards for me to get to work and back home, and like a little bit for me to like buy lunch at work or some snacks. That's it. I didn't really have too much money left over because majority of my check went to bills. Went to bills and her hair, and you already know. Okay. So so that's number two. I mean that's number one. For example of number one. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not even done. I'm tripping. My bad. Okay, so after all of this, long story short, um, trust me, there's a lot of crazy things that happen that I can tell you. But if I tell you all of the crazy things that happen, then this thing is gonna end up being an hour and a half or more. And this is only supposed to be 30 minutes tops. So long story short, I went to the house and I asked her, "Hey, are you happy?" She said to me, "No, she's not happy." I said, "I'm not happy." I said, "Why are you still in this for? Like, why are you still with me then?" She said, "Because I don't want to be alone." So I made the decision to, hey, we should get a divorce because this is not going to work. If you're not happy and I'm not happy, then there's no point in us continuing, because the whole point of a relationship is to build together, have love and respect for each other, build happiness together. You understand? So if there's none of that, then there's no point. And if neither of the party is trying to make an effort, or if it's only one person who's trying to make an effort to do that, then it's like you trying to drive a car with just the engine alone without the transmission working, like, or you trying to drive the car with just the transmission and no engine. You need the transmission and the engine together to operate a vehicle. I should know because I love cars. Anyway, that was number one for the first example. Oh, I'm sorry. So we decided to, it's okay because this is real life. Like, this is real. I'm not filtering anything. I'm not cutting anything out because this is real, real talk. So I decided for us to separate, and I told her I wanted to get a divorce because it makes no sense us staying together. And we decided to give up the apartment. I didn't know what I was gonna do next because I didn't have enough money saved up to just jump into another place. But there is still hope. Oh yeah, I saw the light. Yeah, I saw the light. There is still hope. I was on the internet or interweb, like me and my friends say. Shout out to Albert, Nelson, shout out to Sonia, shout out to Kyle, shout out to Rajiv. Anyway, I was on the computer searching, got in contact with a few people, got in contact with one particular female, and there is still hope because she connected me with Pastor Grace, and Pastor Grace connected me with this guy that she knows that was able to get me a spot, like right off the back, got me a spot like just like that. The price was good, everything was good, so I wasn't gonna be on the streets, or living at another family member's house or whatever. Sorry, I gotta charge my computer. So there's hope. Because I met this friend of mine who connected me to Pastor Grace. Shout out to Pastor Grace, she's awesome. And I was able to get back on my feet, continue working hard, and do what I do. So that is example number one of there is hope. We'll be right back with more real life.
Great is thy faithfulness, oh Lord, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy hand, the blessed may fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Morning by morning, new mercy I see. Summer and winter, and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their orbit above. Join with all nations, sharing magical witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and
Hey, welcome back to real life. Example 2 of There Is Hope. After the whole marriage situation, we split up. I got my own place. Um, Things started getting rough again. I started hitting some bumpy roads. Um, for example, I was working at BJ's in the Bronx, and I transferred to the one in Brooklyn because of that whole marriage thing, Um, like we work together and you're gonna put a restraining order on me. That's when we both are still married. Um, Another time, another video, or maybe when I go live on Facebook, then I'll explain that whole situation of why she put the restraining order on me while we were still married, working at the same building in the same place. So after that, I transferred to Brooklyn. Started taking what? Yeah, I moved to Staten Island. I moved to Staten Island after I got in touch with Pastor Grace, and I was living there. Staten Island is beautiful, son. If I ever move again, if I decide to stay in New York and move somewhere in New York, it would either be Queens, New York, or Staten Island. Those or Connecticut. Connecticut's not. Anyway, Queens and Staten Island would be my top two choices to move if I were to stay in, NYC. So anyway, I moved over there. Started taking Staten Island bus to the ferry to Manhattan, and jumped on the train to another train, a train to a bus, and all types of transportation to get airplane, submarine, jet, like jump through that pipe, that Mario will be going through. And yeah. So let me turn this TV off before it distracts me. It was starting to distract me. So everything was good. I didn't mind at all. The traveling, I kind of didn't mind, but I'm the type of person who do what I do. I hustle, I grind. I didn't complain. And on top of that, I wrote some really good tracks, really good songs on the Staten Island ferry, on the bus, on the train, going to work and going home. I wrote a lot of songs. And I am going to get back on my music stuff really soon. I just been busy with a lot of stuff, and as I explained several times when I was live on Facebook, so for all you YouTubers, for YouTube fans, I will be getting back with my music stuff. But anyway, things is good. And then they started cutting hours. They started cutting hours at my job. And it came to the point where, remember, this is example 2, number 2 of There's Still Hope. It came to the point where, like, it's crazy. I had to choose, like, say, for example, this week, say, like, we're going all the way back to 2012 or 2011, whatever year that was. And say we're at BJ's and whatever, and they cutting hours. It came to the point where I can either choose to spend my bus money on food to eat for that week, or spend that money for the bus to go to work that week and then like struggle to eat. So I had to choose either or, which was crazy. Cat Williams mentioned it on one of his his things he was doing, or he was like, it's so crazy, you're so broke. Well, you have to choose. Okay, how many cigarettes did I smoke today? I can only put $1.39 for gas, and then I guess did I eat today? Did I eat? No, did I? Do you understand my point? It was to that point. It got to that point where I was like, wow, that. So yeah, that door is gonna keep slamming because I'm in the ghetto, I'm in the hood, and that's how it's set up. So anyway, um, there is still hope, but darkness started to rise. My hope, my faith, started to decrease, started to go down. I started getting disappointed and discouraged, because I'm like, look, I'm struggling to eat. I have to choose either to eat this week or to go to work this week. What kind of life is that? And remember, I worked in Brooklyn. I was in the BJ's in Brooklyn, living in Staten Island, so that's quite a commute. So things was getting bad. I had to speak to my landlord when I was in Staten Island and see if I can only give him like 70% of the rent, because if I didn't give him 70% of the rent, then I wasn't going to have no money to eat, any money to go to work, which is crazy. But it's life, sometimes things get rough, sometimes certain things happen, sometimes you fall into certain situations, but it's okay, because you know what I always say, if you're not dead, then there is still hope for you to get out of whatever situation you're in. If you're dead, then it's too late. There's no more hope. I don't know what to tell you. But you're not dead. You haven't been. Even if you're sentenced to life in prison, there is still hope. Why? Because God is still there to keep your sanity, to cleanse your soul, to cleanse your heart, to cleanse your spirit, to cleanse your mind. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're getting to the good part. So my cousin hit me up, and I'm trying to be quick about it. My cousin hit me up, asked me what's popping. I told him what was popping. My auntie, one of my favorite aunties, to tell the truth. I didn't say she's my number one favorite. I said she's one of my favorites. So just in case any of my other favorite aunties, sees this and be like, oh, Pascal, man, pass him. Yeah, I know. So one of my aunties paid for my ticket to go to Florida and start over. Start a new life, start over again. So, there is still hope, because when I went down to Florida, the first week, I was filling out applications on the computer like crazy, filling out. My cousin G, he helped me out, bringing me to different places to fill out different applications. He helped me down. I do have to give him a call. I am sorry for not keeping contacting with you the way that I should, G. I do apologize, and I'm going to try to do better, because you're family, So I went down there, and there is still hope, because the following week, Walmart called me, and I started working within 1 week. Yeah, within 1 week that I got to Florida, because I got there July 3rd, and the following week I had orientation, and I started working overnight maintenance in Walmart. Long story short, is hope. Things started getting better. I started making money, starting over, end up going to school, end up getting my license, end up getting my first car, 94 Buick Regal. Um, I got into a few accidents, but hey, this is life, you know. Things is gonna happen. You just have to be careful and do your best, especially drivers, you know. Just drive as safe as possible, and even if you can't anticipate every single move that the other drivers are going to be doing on the road, you just have to be cautious, you know. So, so that's example number 2 of how there is still hope. Because I started working at Walmart, got my license, and then um, things started getting better. But we're gonna cut to commercial or break right quick. So we'll be right back with more real life.